is pleased to tell you that's not true. As one of the largest and most successful neuropathy treatment practices in the country, Tri-State Neuropathy Centers has grown to 9 regional centers and helped over 14,000 patients, like John from Morgantown. John had such extreme numbness and pain that he was having difficulty feeling his car pedals. Then John discovered Tri-State Neuropathy Centers and their effective FDA-approved treatment program that has no drugs, is non-invasive and painless. John's great results have given his freedom back, and he's doing the things he wants, like simply driving or cutting the grass. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help John, along with thousands of others. Let them help you next. Call 304-777-2068. That's 304-777-2068. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy.
And it's 3:15 on this Monday afternoon. It's time for Raising the Region with Fay Penn Economic Development Council. And we have Misty here with us. Misty, how are you doing today?
Very good, TJ. Thank you. How are you?
Doing well. And you have a couple special guests with you here today.
I am so lucky that I have Ron Landman and Chris Oler here to talk about the Township Supervisor Convention coming up. So very excited. I think this will be a really nice next 30 minutes or so. Thank you again for having us. So I guess let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
If you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do, and then we'll jump into all the questions.
Okay, my name's Ron Landman. I'm a Township Supervisor with North Union Township. Also the president of the Fayette County Association of Township Supervisors. And that's why we're here today. We're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming convention. And
I'm Chris Oler. I'm a Township Supervisor also at Bullskin Township, and also Vice President of the Association. And just happy to be here and hope to share some thoughts.
Yeah, well, we are excited to hear your thoughts. So how long have you been supervisors, and how long have you been in your roles as president and vice president? That's probably not a question I prepared you for. But
I started at the township 20 years ago as a worker. And my boss had retired, which was Tom Kumar. Tom retired, and then I run for his position. I run in 2017 to come in 18. So I've been a supervisor since 18. And at that point, I started going to the Township Association meetings, and all of a sudden they say, "Hey, you're vice president." I'm like, how did this happen? I didn't even get to vote on it. So I said, okay, whatever it is, we'll make the best of it, right? So fast forward to 3 years ago, Jim Means was the association president, and Jim had retired. So at that point, I moved on up to president. So it's been 3 years now, so yeah.
You had big shoes to fill.
I did.
So, and you're doing a great job.
I did. Well, thank you.
Sure. And how long have you been a supervisor, Chris?
I've been in for 8 years now. Me and Ron got in at the same time, actually.
Oh, great.
So, yeah, it's been a learning experience for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Were you also thrown into the vice presidency?
No, I don't know. I got voted in, so I hope I've done it justice, the position.
Okay, so a little less surprised than Ron. But
yeah.
So we're here today mainly to talk about the Township Supervisors Convention. So for our listeners, can you explain what it is and why it matters?
Well, the convention is a time there's 24 townships in Fayette County. Mm-hmm. So this is a time for all of us to meet together, and we talk about the issues that we're all facing, how we're going to handle those issues. We talk about budgeting. We talk about equipment purchasing, like how much did you pay for your asphalt, your gravel. You know, it's just a time to catch up with the other guys, and we're all facing the same issues. We're just in different locations.
Sure.
Yeah.
And can you tell me some details, like where is it, when is it, who's able to go?
So it's open to the public. It's going to be at the Fayette County Fairgrounds, September 11th, from 9 to 4, and the 12th, it sums up around 12 o'clock. So it's a vendor show. You want to talk a little bit about the vendor show, Chris?
Yeah, this year we're going to mix it up a little bit. We got some of the biggest equipment dealers, Caterpillar, I believe John Deere, Case, JCB. Actually, this year we're going to have all the equipment side by side in the arena, and you'll be able to come in and look at them, run them around a little bit, because it's a big cost for the money that we have to deal with. We want to make sure we buy the appropriate piece of equipment, and this is going to give everybody an opportunity, including contractors, excavators. If they're welcome to come and check out the machinery, and it's also going to help the people that supply us with our machinery also. And it's just a good time to get a look at the stuff and see what's out there, actually.
Sure.
Yeah, you can really get your hands on it. You don't have to go to 10 different places to look at 10 different machines.
You can try them
It'll
back
be there.
to back.
Wonderful. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It is. It goes by so quick. You enjoy the time there with your fellow supervisors, and the time just flies by. That day and a half seems like a couple hours, really.
Great.
Yeah.
And so, for the people in your township, if they want to come and meet you, is this the time to do that?
They could.
They could.
That time I'm usually very busy, so it would be hard to catch me because I'm pulled a million different directions. But yeah, anybody's welcome to stop out for sure.
Perfect. And then, what are the major themes and issues that the township supervisors from Fayette County are focusing on this year? I know you mentioned the budget.
Well, I think that I can't really narrow it down to like a certain theme or so, but we try to touch with some classes. This year we have, Chris had spoke with the State Ethics Commission.
Yeah, we're going to have a class on ethics, which allows everybody to know exactly what you're allowed to do between supervisor and roadmaster time, and what you can spend money on, what you can't. It's going to be, I think, a really knowledgeable class to have for all of us. Also, the dirt and gravel, the conservation district,
Conservation.
and they're going to do a class, not so much a dirt and gravel class, but once you receive the grant, you're awarded the grant, what you're liable for, what's on your end. You get the money, and then what do you? And some people think that you get the money and they just take care of everything, and that's not how it works. So.
No, you probably have to put in some work for that.
You do, and you better have a paper trail. So, also cybersecurity presentation. We're going to have that. That's a big thing these days with everybody trying to hack everybody. We're going to have short-term rental discussion. That seems to be a hot topic right now.
Yes.
Why are we losing population? Well, all the short-term rentals, the families can't move into that property, so they have to go somewhere else to live. So that's another. It's a hot topic right now for a lot of areas.
Sure. We live in the most beautiful county in
We do.
Pennsylvania.
We do.
So it makes sense that we have a lot of tourism, but it is a curse too.
It is. It's good and bad. I agree with you. We definitely need it, but it's definitely taking a toll on some population issues
Sure.
that we're facing. So
that would be like Airbnb, Vrbo,
Yes.
or VRBO.
Yes.
I don't know what the proper one is.
yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Yes.
Anything else that you wanted to touch on? Did we get everything?
As far as that, the rest of it's going to be just education on the equipment. We had a lot of indoor vendors. We have engineers out there, so you can talk to engineers if you're interested in some engineering business. You can talk to the banks out there. We have even as far as like Southwest is there, Southwest Tax Bureau. If you have any questions for them, they're always super helpful. That is like some of the normal vendors. And then Mayor from the Chamber is bringing in an additional set of vendors that's new to us this year.
Oh, yes, the resource fair.
Yes.
Right?
So they're going to have their whole separate building. I'm thinking she's telling me like 40 vendors they're bringing in.
Wonderful.
Those vendors, I think, are 11 to 3 Thursday only.
I'm writing this down so we can recap at the end, listeners. Wonderful. So what are the biggest challenges facing townships right now? Is it roads, infrastructure,
It's
everything?
budget.
All of the
Budget's
above?
probably, talking to all the other supervisors, it's probably budget.
Budget.
Yeah, I mean, us townships, our taxes is pennies. People don't realize that. Okay, our millage rate, both of us, we're under
less than
half a mil, under 0.5. We're 0.447. You're 0.50.
Just like
4.5.
the township of Bullskin,
It's minimal.
we get out of everyone's property taxes, we get around $130,000 is all we get. It costs $100,000 to pave a mile of road. I got 76 mile road to take care of, and then a county gets $1,960,000, and then the school district gets $4,100,000.
So
So it is pennies.
we're
Yes.
operating on pennies, and we're actually making it happen. I
Yeah.
mean, we're
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It is. I mean,
yeah,
you got to pick and choose what roads you can pave, and I mean, you just can't just say I'm going to do this. I mean, it's really got to be thought out,
Sure.
and we try to do the best we can with what sources we have. And actually, the liquid fuels. If we didn't have liquid fuels, we'd probably be sunk.
Can you explain a little more?
Well, liquid fuels is your gas
Gasoline tax.
Every time you buy a gallon of gas, that goes into the fund, and then it gets divvied up between everybody.
I see.
And we get around $360,000 to $380,000 a year, and by state order, 20% of that has to go into an equipment fund. But along with that, so then you're basically got $300,000, and then you are tied to all the rules and stuff that goes with that liquid fuel. So you could do paving, pipe, stone. I don't know. I guess you could buy your fuel. You could possibly pay some wages with it. We don't do that, but I guess if you was small, and I mean we're not. I mean we're a fairly large township, but there's considerably smaller ones that probably rely on that to keep them afloat.
their only source,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, if you don't have a big tax base, we're fortunate we have a lot of business in North Union.
Right.
So, we have a decent tax base, but there are a lot struggling that don't have the business, rural areas that's, all farmland. And they are the ones struggling with the budget issues.
Sure.
They have to balance that budget, and they do. They make it happen with what they're getting in. So hats off to those guys.
Good job, all of you rural township supervisors.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a testament how fiscally responsible you are, knowing how much you're doing with how little you have to do it with. So, thank you to both of you. And I'm sure our listeners agree. That's pretty special what you're doing. So how are supervisors addressing population changes, workforce shortages, declining tax bases, especially in the rural communities? I know you mentioned the temporary housing or the vacation rentals and such. That's one thing you're addressing, but
it's definitely a challenge. I mean, with population changes, and I'm assuming the decline, and there's your loss of revenue, there's your cutting your budget. There's no easy way to address that. Every township's going to be unique as to how they do that. Some townships, just take like Franklin Township, for instance, they're the only ones with a pool, so they get revenue from the pool. So everybody has, this little sidebar that they're trying to milk to death because, the funds are, they're not coming in too plentiful, I can tell you that. And
so even townships need a side hustle.
yes, they do. So even like the liquid fuels Chris has spoke of, they are being cut because of your electric vehicles. So now they did pass legislation where those folks are going to have to put a little money into the pot now. Mm-hmm. But is it going to come back to the townships, or is it going to the state? Once it goes to the state, can't say where it goes from there. I'm not saying it's not coming back, but
It's a little harder to track.
it's a little harder to track and to see in your bank account. So
We rely on like the LSA grants, the county LSA, the state LSA.
Yeah.
If luckily we've received some in Bullskin, and it's definitely beneficial. I hope they keep those programs up. The dirt and gravel program I've done. I think I'm on my 4th dirt and gravel project, so that's right around them. Probably close to $800,000 we've got on dirt and gravel. So
that is a great supplement when
Oh,
you're
my,
only bringing in
yes.
130.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then when the weather, I try to schedule them when the weather breaks after we're done plowing snow, because you have such an amount of time before you got to start mowing. So in between cleaning our ditches, then I try to schedule. If I'm lucky enough to get one, then I I schedule that in that time slot, try to, and keeps us busy.
Perfect. So, can you tell us about any successes or really bright spots in any of your townships that maybe we don't know about, or that one township could learn from another?
Again, they're all unique. There's a lot of bright spots. I mean, these guys are crafty. I mean, there's just like some guys, they build their own trails. Some guys, like Franklin has the pool. Some guys have just different attractions to try to get the people there. That's the idea, is what do you have where you can get people to come to spend money in your township. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a challenge. But, I mean, I can't just pinpoint one bright spot, but there's a lot of them.
Of course there is.
There's a lot of them. Yeah, there is.
I think my township, it's basically rural, and
Yes.
everybody wants to move out of town, and that's usually where they come. We get a lot of people in Bear Rocks from, say, Pittsburgh area. Mm-hmm. They move up and they love it.
Yeah.
That's basically what we're getting is for new people coming in, and of course then we've got some youth that's building some homes, but we need to get jobs here in Fayette County. So when I was a union carpenter by trade, I had to travel 94 miles one way mm-hmm. every day to make my living, to buy milk for the kids, and it would be nice to see something put here that we could get some jobs back in this area.
So that's a great transition into my next question, which is, we're all working hard to bring economic development. Fay Penn, that's our mission, is to bring economic development here to the county. So how do township supervisors fit into supporting that growth? What types of businesses do you see that you could bring in? Do you have ideas? How is your role in economic development?
Well, right now in North Union, they're looking at, did you hear about the business park behind Texas Roadhouse?
Yes,
So,
Thompson.
okay.
Is it Thompson's
Thompson's
Crossing?
Crossing, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's in North Union Township.
Yes.
So, if we get the right businesses there, that could be good for us. If we could get some medical field, or if we could get, we don't want more restaurants or more mattress places or cell phones or vape shops. That's not going to help us out any. But we're looking to get a road from Northgate up to the top, which is going to help everybody out. The 40 corridor right now is jammed up. Can't develop any more on it until somebody expands it, and that's a huge ask to any developer. So we're trying to come up the backside, and we had the Secretary of Transportation up there. We met with him, and it looks good. We'll see what happens. But he liked the project. So
It's a great project.
It is a great.
Yes.
It's a beautiful location.
It is.
The view from there is just it's astounding. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's one thing that's happening right now in Fayette County, and then we also have over by Fay Penn, we have the business park over there. So there's a couple things coming in there recently. Soon. I think I don't know if I can speak of it yet, so we'll wait. But there is another business coming in over there. They're starting to break ground here soon.
Great. So that's exciting to hear. I mean, that's going to bring new people to Fayette County that could help with population. Definitely new jobs would be helpful, and a new tax base from those businesses. So
Right.
That's great. Is there anything that you could talk on in Bullskin that's happening?
We have a rather small industrial park. There have been a few places supposed to come in, but we haven't seen anything happen yet.
Yet is always the operative word.
Yes, yet.
Well,
Keep working on them.
we're also looking into our part of the Sheepskin Trail, from Caparelli's to Eberly Park, and having Eberly Park as a trailhead. And we are going to build the trail ourselves, North Union Township guys. So, that's going to be a huge savings. We have the equipment and the know-how.
Sure.
So once we acquire the property, then we're gonna break ground here, and that should be sooner than later. It appears right now. There's a lot of conversation right now over
Sure.
it. So we're ready to go. We're ready to get a trail dug.
Great.
So
I mean, it's so exciting to think of trails and how much business and how many people that brings. Like, people don't think, oh, it's just a hiking trail, but it brings so much to a community. So it's exciting that you are committed to making that happen.
yeah, just like South Union's Trail, those guys, they got a lot of people on it. You walk that trail and it's crowded.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So good, hats off to those guys.
Wonderful. Let's see. I know we're off track of all my questions here. I'm doing a terrible job at hosting this. Sorry, listeners. So how are townships approaching infrastructure improvements, such as road paving, water, sewage projects? I know you talked about LSA and some of the funding there and the liquid fuels. Are there any other funding sources that we need to be aware of?
We deal a lot with the community development block grants, the CDBG.
Yeah,
We have a lot of low income area. Well, I
Low to
shouldn't say
moderate.
a lot. Yeah,
Low to moderate.
Now they've raised it to where, a normal working family can qualify. So that's helping out a great deal. Every year we'll get so much from that, and we do a lot of our paving with that actually.
Great.
Yeah, there's a lot of grant open, like CFA, Commonwealth Financing Authority. They have a lot of good grants out. DCD, they have a lot as well. I mean, they're all competitive, but if you have a pretty good, compelling story, I think they look at it. I mean,
Sure.
we've got money, a good bit of money. Our sewage authority put probably, I would estimate, $13 to $15 million project that's closing here very shortly. It's about to come to an end, and they've got a lot of different grants, piggybacking off another one, different grants, and like the balance, I just do a Penvest low interest loan on that, and it wasn't as painful. When you can find revenue to pay for half the project or so, then it's not such a burden.
Sure. Yeah, that was a huge undertaking that the Sewage Authority has taken on, and the Water Authority also as well.
Right.
So great things are happening in Fayette County. That's wonderful.
I agree.
With tourism assets like Ohio Powell, like we talked about the Sheepskin Trail, historical sites, how can townships help boost the local economy through recreation? I know you talked about the trail and putting boots to the ground, getting that done. Is there anything else that you can think of that could?
You have to bring something unique. You have to be creative. So, different townships have to sit back and think, what can I do that nobody else has? And if you can do that, you can bring they'll come. The people will come for something unique. And that's the key word. You have to be unique.
You have to be unique.
Yeah. So, I mean, if it's a domino effect after that. If you can get something that people comes, they're spending money at your hotels, they're buying gas, they're buying food, they're buying groceries, and it's not to say it's not a challenge, but it happens.
Yeah, you got to keep reinventing yourself to make yourself relevant.
Right. And then it all probably is very circular. You have to have good roads so that people want to come, and
Infrastructure.
then infrastructure. It all works together.
It all ties together. Absolutely.
Well, you guys are doing an amazing job. I can tell you. So let's go back to the convention because we are going to run out of time here in a little bit. How does the convention help Fayette County supervisors learn from each other and from state officials?
Well, just for instance, at our business meeting, it starts at 10 o'clock. We'll have the state police will give us an update for things that we need to know. The commissioners give us an update. We have the Fayette County, or the Game Commission gives us an update. So a lot of that is stuff that we need to take back to our townships and use. We have the state reps there. We have Ryan and Charity are both there. We have Pat Stefano's there. This year, Muriel's going to talk about the America 250, what we can do on our part as township supervisors, because I think a lot of people's not aware that they really need to participate, or what do we do? So she's gonna clarify that, I think, and help us out. So yeah, there's
That's a big celebration.
Yeah, definitely, and there's a lot of learning, just catching up with your neighboring supervisors and asking them what's working where you're at.
Right.
And you can learn a lot just from the networking.
So it sounds like even though there's 24 separate townships, you all are collaborating and working together in some capacity.
We have a monthly meeting that we attend, and we have it at a different municipality every month. So we'll have it at Bullskin, we'll have it at North Union, we'll have it at South Union, we'll have it at Franklin. We'll twist it up. Like every year, we'll try to add different folks in it, so we can kind of get everybody involved.
Good.
And it brings probably 70 people there at least, and we try to hatch out the problems we're having, or if we want to send a resolution to the state committee and maybe try to get something passed, okay? Then we'll do that at a meeting, and we'll send it down, and we'll let them look at it, and hopefully we can get it in legislation.
So are the townships monthly meetings? Is that for just supervisors, or is that a public meeting?
You can call it a public meeting. It's mostly for officials, but if someone pops in, we don't throw them out.
I've actually been to some of those meetings. You guys are fabulous.
Oh, we have a strong township association. I mean, I can't speak enough on how good the folks are. Like the setup Wednesday, I'll have a bunch of guys there for setup Wednesday, for tear down Friday. These guys just show up and they just want to work.
Right. And I'm sure the convention itself, I mean, it's not just 3 days or 2 days.
Oh, no,
it is probably months of
Yeah,
work.
there's a lot of planning. And
Yeah.
getting a hold of just like trying to wrangle all these equipment sales people
Sure.
in.
And the vendors and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, then the caterer. And then, we have Franklin Church out there. Those folks are going to serve food Thursday to all the vendors. So, you got to have a rough idea how many vendors you have, how much food do they need. You don't want them to bring 300 meals and only sell 100. It's just,
Right.
it's a tough thing, but
Yeah.
we're going to wing it again.
Well, it's been successful every year so far.
It has. It
You know,
has.
it seems like it's growing each year. And me and Ron had actually went to Greene County's
We did.
convention and try to get those guys. We'd like to build this
Get
to
the neighboring
where,
counties.
to where it's a destination.
Sure.
People want to come there, every year and see what's going on, and that's what we would like to build it into. But
Does every county have their own, or is Fayette unique?
No, every county does have their own.
I see.
Yeah.
But we want to be the best.
And
It's competition, right?
I
We wanna
don't
be the
think
best.
there's too many doing what we're doing here in Fayette. They probably, a lot of them have it, say, like at just like a Ramada Inn type thing. They'll have a half a day convention, and it ends at 12. So we do it a little different here in Fayette County.
Sure. Of course we do.
Of course we do. Right.
if
I
we
love
could
it.
touch back on projects, I've been working on a project getting water to Bear Rocks. Actually, Senator Stefano and Representative Ryan Warner, they're helping trying to get the funding that we need to get this started. But once we get this thing through, it's going to put water to over 600 homes.
That'd be huge.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
it'll more than probably it'll almost double our water authority size.
And would that pull from Bullskin, like, to
Yes,
Bear
there'll be
Rocks,
pump
or-
stations, and we actually acquired over the last few years the property for the tanks because I really couldn't ask for any funding till we had property.
See.
So we got the tanks and or the property for the tanks. So now we're waiting on some funding, and it's supposedly they're chasing it down. So hopefully,
Oh, that would be huge.
yes, it would, because there's people got 3 or 4 systems on their well just to use their water.
Sure. I grew up in the mountains. Well, water was not our friend. We were so excited when city water finally came through.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that would make a huge difference for your residents.
Oh, it would. I spoke to one lady. She's lived there, I believe, 43 years. She's never washed a load of laundry at her house. Mm-hmm. She's had to drive to Mount Pleasant to the laundromat every time because
Right.
their water's all nasty.
Sure.
But
So anything else you want to touch on before we remind our listeners about the convention?
No, we got the 2-minute warning, so I
We
think,
did.
yeah, we did.
I would just like to also stress the fact that we are inviting
Local contractors.
local contractors and excavators to come out and see the equipment, because for them a $70,000 piece of equipment is a substantial purchase, and so I mean, it would be a great time for them to come out and see them side by side and not have to run all over the place to see them.
Agreed. So, local contractors, excavators, people that are interested in that type of machinery, again, September 11th from 9 to 4, and then September 12th up until noon. We'll have a vendor show, we have a resource fair, and that's all at the Fayette County Fairgrounds. So, make sure you come.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us on here today, so we can
thank
talk about
you.
the convention.
Yes, thank you very much.
We appreciate that, and we hope to see you out at the convention, as well as the listeners out here. Stop out and see us, and look at the equipment and see the indoor vendors.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. And TJ, thank you for having us. It's been much appreciated.
You're welcome, Misty, and we will see you guys in 2 weeks.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And that was Raising the Region with Fay Penn Economic Development Council. They're on the second and fourth Mondays of every month at 3:15 here on WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions